What is going on, guys? Plumson87 here, and I'm here with round 2 of my career mode, my Williams career mode. We're at the Bahrain Grand Prix, and kicking things off, my R&D manager is confirming that the new parts I ordered in Australia have now arrived, which I believe was an aero part, and I think that was the only part, but that's going to do us a world of good. Well, maybe not around Bahrain, because there's a lot of straights. But especially during like Sector 2 and stuff, it should definitely help improve the performance of the car and sort out the woes I had during Australia, where I just seemed to have no pace all the time during that Grand Prix. So here we are, skipping to practice, and we're doing the track acclimatization, doing a purple score once again, as I seem to be very good at the track acclimatization. They seem to do it pretty well, and once again, like Australia, we said a purple in that, a green in the qualifying run, and no data during the tyre runners. Tyre wear seems to be the elusive thing I keep struggling at during this game so far, but I can confirm, as I look at now qualifying 1 and qualifying 2 results, that we are back on pace. So it's finished 3rd in both qualifying 1 and qualifying 2. We skipped the rest of practice and through the quality 1 and quality 2 highlights just to save time in this video. But we'll be showing our best lap in qualifying 3. So that means we are actually through to qualifying 3 quite easily, actually, really. 3rd behind the 2 Mercedes. Who would have thought that after the woes of Australia? So it's good to see we're back on form, and hopefully we can challenge at the top, challenge the likes of Ferraris, the Red Bulls. Maybe the Mercedes will be out of our reach, but definitely we can. It's a good chance to beat our teammate Bottas. So here we are on the final run of qualifying. It's a Q3, and this is for I thought was a pretty good lap. So we're going to run through the whole of the lap with me commentating over it. So we're going towards the braking zone for turn 1. Small lockup, but not too bad. Going to second gear, carry a lot of speed through the apex. It's a very tricky traction zone this during turn 2. We get a little bit of wheel spin. We catch onto the car. Rich revs obviously throughout the whole of this lap. As we go now up to turn 4, we take that very nicely. Actually, take a little bit of curb on the apex, so it doesn't actually affect our car at all. Really, didn't use any curb on the outside, which is good because it would have hampered our acceleration. Now going through the fast right left, sorry, of turn 2. Now going down to the hairpin, a little bit of a lockup, a little bit of squirm on traction. I was a bit hesitant there, so it cost me a little bit of time. Now going through turn 10, lock up on the inside front, but we actually take that quite well. Surprisingly, we could have been a little bit early on the throttle and opening DRS, as you can see there. But otherwise, I was fairly good, and I think that was one of the best times I took turn 10. As if you subscribe to my channel, if you're a long time subscriber, you know that I struggle heaps at turn 10 in Bahrain. But anyway, going towards the 3rd sector now, a small little lift through that right-hander. We don't quite have a downforce to go flat through there just yet. As quite nicely through the penultimate corner. We're now going to 7th. We're going to get 8th gear down the back straight. Going to the final corner. Nice to do that, nice and clean. We get a small bit of a lock up, so that would have hampered us a little bit of time, as we had to sort of go for the apex rather than swing in late. So that cost a little bit of time there. Now opening DRS, come across the line to 3rd place at the moment. Ricardo somehow is on pole position. So that's a fantastic effort from him. Now we get down to 4th as Vettel goes ahead of us. But either way, there's definitely a strong showing. We're now P5 on the grid, way ahead of our teammate who's down in 9th. So that's a strong showing. I was really pleased about qualifying, and hopefully that means we can have we're in a good position to take full advantage and get a good have a good race once, and maybe even get our first podium. We'll see. But obviously tyre wear will be an issue for the race, as we are struggling for tyre wear quite a bit. It's not actually the lockups, I think, which are fault of the tyre wear. I think it's using the steering input I use on the pad when going around the high-speed corners at this track, on Australia, of course, as well, as I learnt from the tyre wear test. It's a little frustrating, but that's just something I've got to improve for the future, really. As you can see there, our qualifying our teammate meant that we're only 6 points behind in the rivalry. And it does actually take us out of the red zone in the drive position of, well, you know, the team goals and stuff, as we get 2+ points there. So that's all positives. And now we're getting our expectations for the race, which I believe is beat Bottas once again. and we've got to finish 7th or higher and finish 5th in the championship. I don't know why it puts the championship position ahead of the race objective, and it's kind of difficult to finish 5th when I'm 10th in the standings, because well, obviously I got the 1 point in Australia. As I'm now looking at the laptop now and see where that R&D new part puts us on the ranking board, and we're actually not far behind Red Bull at all. A few more updates and we could be passing them. I don't know why we didn't put a new update on for this race. I think we do in China, we put up a new update then. But anyway, forget all of that. We're now going to go to the race now. Hopefully it can be a strong one. Looks like we have decent pace around Bahrain, so we get some decent points. Hopefully we can beat Bottas, get back ahead of him in the Rival Championship, and improve things from Australia.
There's something in the Bahrain air tonight, and I'm not just talking about the sand. Our brightest minds have thrust their brightest ideas into the spotlight of the Sakhir circuit this evening as we look ahead once more to a Grand Prix that has thrilled us so consistently in the past. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36-mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and 2 DRS zones will help with that as well. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakhir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. Bahrain has showed us many times in the past, though, Anthony Davidson, that a good strategy will only take you so far. Beyond that, you need good racecraft and you need good consistency.
And a little bit of luck too, I'd say. This is one of those circuits where the safety car always seems to come out just at the right time to condense the field together and mix up the cars on different strategies. It's hard on brakes, it's tough on fuel, and the main overtaking opportunity is down into turn 1, where it's easy to outbrake your opponent and potentially have a bit of argy-bargy as well.
We're in a very good position today. Let's see if we can do even better in the race.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion, with Daniel Ricciardo slotting in alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Rosberg, Hamilton, Williams, and Raikkonen, Kvyat, Grosjean, Bottas, and Max Verstappen, Sainz, Button, Sergio Perez, and Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Palmer, Fernando Alonso, and Marcus Ericsson, Gutierrez, and Wehrlein, Rio Haryanto, and Felipe Nasser starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Here we are on the grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and we have a look at the strategy now. It is meant to be a 3-stop race for us with two soft tyre stints. Super soft stint at the start, obviously, because we qualified on the super softs during Q2. I was kind of a bit disappointed about that. I regret not qualifying on the softs now. I was just focusing on getting through to Q3 at that time, really, as I obviously hadn't done that around Australia. So I was just focusing on getting through to Q3, so I didn't really think about alternate strategies. So that's a bit disappointing, but that's all good, really. Hopefully we can still get a good strategy out of this. I think the AI, though, I suspect they might be doing a 2-stop, so we've just got to maximise the pace, really. We will be on the softer rubber, so we will have a pace advantage, especially towards the end. I suspect the AI who are doing 2 stops will be on medium tyres at the end. But anyway, this is the formation lap now. It's good to be P5 on the grid behind the 2 Mercedes of all cars, as we've got less an impressive launch there as cycle through gears, so hopefully that won't affect things too badly for the actual start. But now we're going to go through the formation lap at a high speed once again, as there's no real highlights on the formation lap, but I still want to include it as there's a big feature of this game, and it's one that people are requesting so much, and I think people like it. It's just the fact that it's getting a bit boring, and the fact there's no highlights, so people don't rarely show it in their videos now. So here I am. I'm showing. I'm just going to do it at a faster pace. So there you can see we got round to the grid. We actually overtook a few cars. I got a bit bored waiting behind them. I guess in the end that was a bit of a mistake, because that means our tyres will get a little bit colder for the actual start. You can see Kvyat behind isn't actually parked in his grid spot properly. It's a bit to the right, but I suppose it's still legal, so we can get away with that. So now we're getting ready, well, waiting for the other cars to line up on the grid. You can see the Ferrari behind us is on the softer tyres. The Mercedes, however, is on the super soft. I think Ricciardo on pole as well. He's also on the soft tyres. So here we are. We've got the 5 lights which are coming out. Hopefully get a good start. And lights out and away we go. We get a lot of spin off the start, but there's no one really challenging us from behind. The Ferrari behind got a poor start as well. We've got the top 4 bunched up all ahead. Rosberg nearly wipes out Vettel there as we go up the inside of both of them, and Hamilton got a very poor traction out of turn 1. So we're now into second place. We got very opportunistic really through the first 2 corners. As Rosberg and Vettel had their incident. I think Rosberg went in very deep and nearly took out Vettel there. So we're going to have a look at replay in a second. I don't know what happened to Hamilton though. He got a very poor traction and we just used the best line really and took advantage of all of the incidents at the start. So now on board of Nico Rosberg is sandwiched between Ricciardo and Vettel, and he locks up and does a sort of actual Rosberg type move there, and he sort of misses the apex by a country mile and then gets sandwiched by both Ferraris. I meant Raikkonen lost a lot of time now behind the Haas car. So that was a very lucky start for us really, and this is the end of lap 1. We're not finished yet. We've got Lewis Hamilton who's caught right to the back of us, so he looks very racy for the rest of this race. But we've got Ricciardo on the soft tyres ahead of us. We're going to have an enormous pace advantage using the grippier soft tyre and the straight line speed, and we're going to easily sweep past him into the lead of this race. Who would have believed that? From Australia, we have a little bit of a locker. We're going quite deep into turn 1. But that is a lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. However long it will last, I'm not quite sure, as Hamilton behind, I think is challenging Ricciardo. Looks very racy and probably will be looking to get past us. But as you can see, at the end of lap 2 there, we've got purple lap, we've got fastest lap of the race. I don't think anyone actually challenged that. So as you can see here, we're going to spectator cams, because this is a little bit of a glitch here. I didn't think was on this game. I saw this in F1 2015, it looks like it's transferred across. As you can see, Hamilton's tyres are switching between the super soft and the mediums as he's driving along. As you can see here, he's closing onto the back of me. This is the end of lap 3 in real time, but his tyres are switching randomly between the mediums and the super soft. So kind of a cheating strategy there, Hamilton. You can't change your tyres mid-race without a pit crew doing it for you. But anyway, he's soaring past us on the pit straight, really. Nothing we can do. He was right behind us, fully within DRS mode, as we got a little bit of wheel spin out of turn 1 there. As now you can see, we're on, I think, at lap 4 or 5. We've got a huge train behind us as the super softs are going off really. As you can see, well, at least the cars behind us are on the softer tyres, so they had a pace advantage towards the end of the stint there. As we have an enormous lockup going to the pit lane. But we just about make it without speeding, which is good to see. It is very easy to do to speed in the pit lane in this game, and if you do that, you will definitely get a drive-through penalty. So here we are for a first stop onto the soft tyres, and we're first on 2 pits in the field. So where does that send us back on track? Because all 22 runners in the Grand Prix, so it's surprising to see there's no collisions through the first corner, but actually puts us in last place. That is, would you believe, we were leading the race a few laps ago, and now we're in last place. Amazing how things can change so quickly, but at least we'll have a massive undercut on the actual guys who are racing at the front, not the actual guys who are overtaken here. The first of which being Sergio Perez, as we easily passed him on the fresh rubber. And now we're switching to the replay cameras as we're right behind Pascal Wehrlein. He actually went much slower than I expected through turn 10. We had to sort of lock up and go wide. That's actually Nico Rosberg, who also made a pit stop like a lap after me and is stuck behind these guys. So we did get the undercut on him, which is good to see. As you can see, we've got up the inside of Pascal there on the back straight using the DRS and the slipstream. And now, well, we haven't finished yet. We're now in the slipstream of the Sauber, and we're going to easily get past him into turn 1. Now it's the start of lap 8. So we are sort of nailed on for the 3-stop strategy. So I think we are meeting our targets as well. So it's 2 soft stints and then a super soft stint at the end, depending how our tyre wear goes during the mid part of this race. But now we've got Jenson Button and Rio Haryanto, who's doing pretty well for himself in this race. Got to be said. Over there in 7th place, but it's not going to last long, as we're going to use a DRS and the superior grip to advantage, and we're going to ease past both of them for a nice double overtake. And we've got a Red Bull coming out of the pits as Daniel Ricciardo. As we go round the outside, it's going to have cold tyres. We've got much better traction, and we go up the inside of him into turn 2. That's a nice sweet move. Another, like a triple overtake there, was there, and just one straight and one corner. As we're going to have a replay of that, we've got Vettel as well, who also, we jumped him in the pit stops using the undercut, as he's now stuck behind the two cars there. As you can see, we locked up into turn one. We actually set us on the wide line, but it sort of helped to easily got past Ricardo there, so locking up and going wide of the first corner actually helped there, would you know. And now on to lap 12, we've got Ricardo. We managed to fend him off for a while, but unfortunately he's got the grippier tyres, on medium tyres, and our tyres are slightly going off now. As he sort of misses the apex, he actually locks up as well, and we tried to go up the inside of turn 2, but he sort of squeezes there onto the apex. Quite aggressive, but fair racing from Ricardo there. And he's got the position ahead of us. He looks very strong to be, well, definitely on the podium during this race. As he's on the medium tyres, that means he's also going for a two-stop. It's nailed on the head there. I think Vettel behind is on the soft tyres as well. So you've got 70% tyre wear on the front left, so that means you're coming in for a pit stop at the end of this lap. Oh no, not the end of this lap, I think the end of next lap. 70% tyre wear is very extreme, and run off track there at the final corner definitely didn't help matters. But Vettel went up the inside in the final corner, but that meant we had DRS, and we used it to full advantage going up his inside into turn 1. Another lock-up, as obviously lock-ups are very easy to do on worn tyres. But we got position ahead of Vettel as we're battling quite hard actually. So now he's gonna go up the inside actually into turn 4, as he can't get the position ahead of us. I think there might have been a little bit of contact actually. I'm not quite sure, but he couldn't make the move stick. And now at the end of that lap, he's going for another move around the outside of the final corner. But he's gonna have a position now because we're gonna go into the pit lane and serve our second pit stop, as he just about gets slowed down again. I think we could have gone a little bit more aggressive actually. Probably lost a little bit more time. So this is our second stop of the race. It's going to be another set of soft tyres. They look like the race tyres, I reckon, for this race, as the mediums don't sort of lack grip and the super softs wear off way too quickly. So this is the third tyre, I think, for this race. It's the tyre I feel most comfortable on as well. So now dropped once again outside the top 10, but once again we have an enormous pace advantage as we're right behind Ericsson and Palmer, who are both on, I think, soft tyres, but we've got enormous pace advantage once again, as I said. So it shouldn't be too hard to get past both of these guys. So go up the inside of Ericsson and round the outside of Palmer at the final corner. I didn't actually mean to take Palmer there. I was sort of going to line him up for an overtake down turn 1. But sure enough, he was going so slow that I went around the outside of him in the final corner. Somehow no contact as well. And now on to lap 16 behind the other Renault of 14th. 14th, I mean, the other Renault of Magnussen, who's in 14th position. There we go, that's better English for me there. So now on to P14. It's hard to tell where we are actually on track now, as I think quite a few AI cars are doing 2 stops, a few are doing 3 stops. I think Hulkenberg is one of the people doing 2 stops, so it's essential we get past him. He's going to be on the medium tyres, probably going to run through to the end. Or either that, or he's going to make another pit stop soon to run through to the end. But we get past him, we're now into P11, so assuming everyone has 1 stop to go, we are very near the points, and we should hopefully at least... No, we're probably aiming for about 6th or 7th during this race, so it might not sound like much, well, considering we led this race earlier on, but 7th isn't too bad, and I'd accept that at the moment. But anyway, ignoring all of that, we've got a safety car coming out, lads. This is going to definitely throw up this race massively, as I think that was Jensen Button who retired from this race. We're going to have a replay camera to look who that was now, as we have to slow down for the Delta, as you can see there. And what's it going to be? It's not going to be an engine failure. There we go. It wouldn't be a F1 2016 career race without an engine failure, as he takes a very weird line through turn 2 and spins out Kimi Raikkonen, I think that was. He sort of disappears there as a Haas car went through him. So that's going to lose the Ferrari a lot of time. And now into P6. P6, and we're going to make up, we're going to use the time to go into the pit lane for a pit stop now. As we've chosen our strategy to go for another set of soft tyres. The team wanted me to go on the mediums for some reason, but I reckon the soft tyres will get us easily through to the end of the race. We've got 9 laps left to go. The medium tyres, I don't think were right really. We wanted the softer, grippier of it. Obviously we're going to be dropping down to probably the tail end of the top 10 now, but it's going to be a great advantage to to hopefully get a great result on the softer, fresher rubbers. I bet some people haven't even gone to the pit lane for another set of tyres, so we're going to have an enormous advantage, hopefully, as we come out just in front of Perez there in 10th place. They actually lock up massively going to turn 1, which doesn't help, but unfortunately, lads, this is where we make the critical mistake. Unfortunately, I didn't realise that there's only 2 sets of softs available for this race, and we've put on a worn set of soft tyres. We have blown away the chance to get a really good result for this race today, as you now have to go back round to the pit lane to put on probably a set of medium tyres, and unfortunately it's made worse by the fact that we've got a puncture. We have got a puncture now during this race. We literally we weren't locking up there. It was just taking that corner. It wasn't even flat. We were eased off. We were taking it sensibly, and we got a puncture. The tyre wasn't 100%. I think it was about 80, the mid 80s or whatever. So it's very frustrating. This has lost us the opportunity for a great result. We might not be a teammate now. This is devastating, really. It's not over yet. We're going to go into the pit lane. Everyone's going to be bunched up now. We're going to have to put on the set of medium tyres, obviously, as I don't think the super softs will take us through to the end of the race. It seems we actually have enough super softs left for this race. I don't actually know. We're going to play it safe now. We're going to go into the medium tyres. That is literally just blowing our race. I can't believe we've done that. That's such a rookie mistake. So that's why, kids, you should always listen to your engineer. He was recommending the medium tyres, and we ignored him. In this game, the engineer he actually knows what he's doing, and I didn't know what I was doing, obviously, as I chose the wrong tyres, and yeah, it's just cost me. It's pure and simple cost me. But at least these tyres won't be worn. We'll have fresh rubber, and now we're on the back of Haryanto, who's going really slowly. We don't have a Delta for some reason. I don't know why. Unfortunately, Haryanto is going so slowly, it means we can't fully catch him to the back of the cars ahead of us. They're literally just approaching the back straight right now, not far ahead. The safety cars coming in this lap. So we have nothing to lose now, guys. We're in 20th place, 10 positions off the points. We're going to be a lot of overtakes team now and the end of the race in the final 6 laps. Can we get into the points, guys? Can we? We've got 6 laps to do it. It's going to be a mountain to climb, but we're going to go half lever, so there's nothing to do now but cue the music and see where we end up. what an end to that race, guys. What an end. We somehow came through for 7th place. We're actually 8th place on the road, but someone got a penalty. And I don't know where to start with those final few laps. Rosberg got the win, so congrats to him. Hamilton, he had a puncture or something. He was stopped at turn 1. He was leading for most of this race. He looked set to dominate in pure Mercedes fashion. And something weird has happened to him there. And we made so many overtakes, including that double overtake in turn 1. Fernando Alonso is on the podium. You know it's a chaotic race when a McLaren Honda is on the podium. That is insane. I don't even know where Alonso was most of this race. I never saw him. I guess he took full advantage of the safety car. So I suppose that could have been me if I hadn't done that costly mistake. But even so, from 20th to 7th, I think a few people pitted, so that we took advantage of that. Obviously, we're going to have a look, see what happened to Hamilton in a few seconds. But still, what a comeback drive that was. That was insane. You can see so many of the AI got penalties as well. We were so close to beating a teammate, as he got a 5-second penalty. So did Carlos Sainz. Romain Grosjean finished 4th for Haas. That's insane. Alonso finished 3rd. I don't even know where to start with that race. That was an incredible race. If you enjoyed that, then please smash the like button, because I thoroughly enjoyed those final few laps there. Hamilton got disqualified in the end after such a good race for him. We finished ahead of Raikkonen. Raikkonen actually was fighting back for the field as well, as if you remember, he had that collision with Button before the safety car came out. So we were following him through the field. And this is a replay of what happened to Hamilton. He got a puncture going down the start, finished straight. I don't know why he didn't put into the pit lane there. He could have saved this race if he could have done that. He could have at least got a point or two, but he's going down to turn 1. And Vettel just slammed to the back of him. That's why he lost his front wing, and we were able to pick him off around the final lap. You can see Bottas there and Ricciardo. Bottas is in 2nd place there, so I think he would have finished on the podium if it wasn't for his penalty. But, God, we could actually I reckon we could have got Raikkonen. I think there was Gutierrez as well. Oh no, sorry, Grosjean. We could have got both of them if it wasn't, if there was one more lap, and we could have finished ahead of Bottas and Sainz. All we needed was one more lap, but unfortunately, that's just the way it is. That's the way it is sometimes. We're now still 10th in the standings. We got overtaken by Grosjean and a few others, but obviously we got 6 points that race. It wasn't too bad. I could be fairly happy with that. I mean, we were leading at one point, so it is sort of bittersweet, but just the way we came back in those final few laps sort of made up for it. And unfortunately, it means Bottas kind of got ahead of us once again in the rivalry, as he finished ahead of us, albeit only 1 place. Unfortunately, I still don't know why there's AI got all those penalties, but if you enjoyed that race as much as I did, then smash the like button. As I said before, please subscribe if you're new. The next race in China is also a great race, so please tune in for that when I have that video, hopefully in the next few days, as I want to smash through this career mode, at least 2 videos a week. It'd be difficult to do as I'm quite busy, but hopefully I can still achieve that as we go back down to the red zone in the team expectations. We can't seem to do well at that at the moment, but hopefully we can improve in the future and make amends for it at the Chinese Grand Prix. So I'll see you guys then for my next video, so see you then. Pommes out.